Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here, and I'm super excited to be sharing a scrapbook layout with you. This is my first layout with being a member on the PearTree Cutfiles design team. And this is the cut file that I chose to work with today. This is called This is the Place, and this is a brand new cut file just added to the shop for September. All right, so I printed the cut file out on some white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and back this cut file. So I've chosen some paper from my stash. This is from Close to My Heart, and it's called Let's Party. And what you want to do is turn your cut file upside down and then flip your paper upside down and then trace it. I just trace the inside of the letters. And then when I go to cut it, I'm going to use my scissors and fussy cut this out. I'm using these small precision scissors. And you don't want to trim right on your trace lines. You want to go just a little bit outside of that. So that way you've got just a little bit of a lip to glue your image down. So I'm cutting out the letter T here. I'll do one on camera, and then I'll go ahead and finish backing the rest of this cut file off camera. So I've got the T cut out here, and let me grab some glue and my cut file. So you want to make sure your pretty side is down with your cut file upside down. So let me see if I'm going to like this paper. And yeah, I do. I love that. I love that like checkerboard pattern. It's got so many fun colors. So I'm definitely going to be using that. So I'm going to grab a little mat here. I like to place my this mat under here. It just helps protect my work surface so that I don't get glue spots everywhere. So I'm using this precision fine glue tip, and I've got some tacky glue. And so I'm going to trace that on there and apply my letter T down. Give it a good press. And we'll take a look and see how it's looking. I love it. Super cute. So I'll finish backing these off camera. So I did go ahead, I'm making an ice cream layout today, and I went ahead and just hand drew this on some white cardstock. I didn't want to mess up my good paper, right? So I practiced on some paper, traced it, and I cut that out. Here's the pictures I want to scrapbook, and look at this place. It's this little bitty, it's like a shed, and my boyfriend thinks this is the place. He thinks this is the best place to get ice cream. That's a picture of me and Dale, and then Dale with his ice cream. And it's a little bitty shop in Monroe City, Missouri. It's called BB's, and it's only $1 for an ice cream cone. And they're only open during the summer, and so he thinks it's the best place. So I really wanted to document that. All right, I want to add some mixed media to my layout, and so I'm using this Vibes Mango Tango color, and this is from Shimmerz Paints. By the way, if you place an order with Shimmerz Paints, add my name, Melissa Minor, to the comment section, and they will send you a free gift. So I'm using the packaging technique. I've added a little bit of water and a little bit of the Vibes. Now, a Vibes is a shimmer spray, so it's got a little bit of shimmer in there. I'm adding some water to it so that dulls the shine just a little bit. If I were to use just a straight color, you would see more of that shine. So I'm going to continue adding the color to my packaging, and then I am just smooshing it down on my page. Now this is just a plain white piece of cardstock. I don't have any gesso on here or anything. So wherever I apply this paint, that's where it's going to go. It's not going to slide around. If I was to pre-treat my paper with some gesso, then the color would move around. But for this layout, I didn't think I wanted the color to move around. Kind of looks like a hot mess right now, but once I get my photos on here, I think you're really gonna like the effect. At least I know I do. So I like to use this method of adding some paint when I don't have a lot of pattern paper. I think that this just adds so much more, and I'm working with scraps. Like I said, my paper that I'm using is from Close to My Heart, and so they're no longer in business, but I've got lots of different pieces of paper that I've collected over the years, and I want to use those up, but I don't really have full kits anymore, full collections. So I think this is a great way to extend your paper collections. Okay, so I'm getting happy with the look and let me bring back in my cut file. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the place. And by adding that color to the background, it's really going to make my cut file pop. So a couple more places here that I want to add the color because I wanted to make sure I had enough color down so that when I place my cut file on there, it really just popped off the page. Now, one of my favorite things to do after I put color down is to apply some splatters. So I've moved to a smaller detail brush and I'm dipping my paintbrush into the color, and then I'm tapping the paintbrush and making lots of splatters onto my page. Now, these are kind of subtle because they are the same color as the background, but I just love the effect of adding the splatters. I don't think you can ever have too many splatters on a page. All right, so I'm getting happy with how this looks. And now I'm going to bring in the papers that I've chosen to embellish this page with. All right, so there's my little ice cream that I hand drew. It's like ice cream dripping. And I'm just going to kind of audition some other pieces. So this is one of the branding strips from the paper, and I think I maybe want it up at the top. I'm not really sure. I'm putting one on the bottom too, just to kind of see what this looks like. I like that bold black and white, just to kind of tone down all the color that I have going on. I also found this sticker on the sticker sheet that I had, and I love how that really draws your eye to the cut file. And I know I definitely want to use this sticker on the layout. So I'm taking a step back and let me bring in my pictures now. And I know I want to arrange them across the bottom. I've got 3x4s. I did print these on my PictureMate 400 printer at home with a white border. And then I've used some blue cardstock. I believe it's called Bluebird. From my stash, and I backed those photos. And then I also used the same pattern paper as I did in the cut file down to the bottom picture of BB's ice cream shop. Now I have these couple other pieces of scraps of paper, and at first I thought I wanted to make them a tag, but I kind of just like the size that they are and how that looks. So I went ahead and glued everything down. I don't have a whole lot of embellishments. Like I said, I'm working from the end of a collection, but I do have a couple other stickers here. I've got this little sticker with the banners on it, and then I've got this little sticker that looks kind of like washi tape, so that brings in a little more color to my layout. And then I've got these yellow acrylic stars. I don't know where these came from. I've had them in my stash for a very long time, but I think that the page needs just a little bit more color. And I like the pop of color that this yellow is bringing in. I have a couple stickers also in my stack and sort tray to the right, but I don't think those are going to make it to my page. I need to leave enough room for journaling. So I'm going to leave the right-hand side of my page open for journaling. So I'm kind of looking here, and yeah, let me bring this up to the camera. I think that's going to look nice. So let me go ahead off camera and glue those down. So I glued those stars down. I just used my tacky glue for that. And now I'm bringing in a ruler and a La Pen, journaling pen here, and I'm going to draw some lines. This is the part that always makes me nervous, right? Like, I have my layout done. I can't screw up now. I hope I'm getting these straight, and I hope I'm not drawing too many. Let me just do one more because I don't really know what all I'm going to journal at this point, but I know I want to put it over here. So off camera, I finished my journaling. I put Dale thinks BB's in Monroe City has the best ice cream. Usually when we go, he insists on getting $2 ice cream cones. And then off camera, I added in a few embellishments of some little sprinkles and a couple little sequins. So I think at this point I'm finished with the layout, but then I'm thinking that there's just a little bit more I can add. I decided to bring in this yellow journaling pen, and I tested out a few colors on this scrap piece of paper, and I'm thinking I want to add like faux stitching marks to my cut file here. And, you know, my layout's done, and I really think that this is going to add a little more. Now, it's real subtle because it is this yellow, so I know it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I will have some still shots at the end of the video and then over on Facebook and on Instagram where you can see up close just the detail that this adds. So I'm going to finish this off camera, and I'm going to see that little faux stitching? Doesn't that add just a little bit? I like that. So here we go. Everything is complete. I've got my little faux stitching on there, and I did it on all the words. So if you like this cut file, head on over to the PearTree Cutfile shop. I will leave them linked down below in the description box. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!